All right, I'm at a cafe near Père Lachaise, and this is Mark from Germany. Bonjour.
Bonjour. How you doing? Well,
And tell me why you're here.
I'm here for
And talk really loud.
I'm here for the Jim Morrison celebrations of his 80th birthday. Yep, and I come here every year. I've done it for the past 23 years in a row. You could call that a bit crazy if you want, but I enjoy it. But it's going to be a big feast of friends this weekend. We've got book signings, we've got cover bands, we all have a sing-along. Everything's fantastic.
You have a sing-along. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, it's great. So a lot of people bring their guitars, and we just go through the Doors discography and sing songs and our favourite songs, and we like a drink. That's what we do. Yeah, we're a bit of a thirsty bunch. But yeah, we enjoy it. It's great, and it's great to see the same faces and some new. You know, someone's got to shine the torch when we leave these shores. You know, and hopefully that will happen. But it's great fun, and it's good to be here again. I just arrived, by the way. Cheers to you all.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all. Yeah.
You're very. There's your suitcase. I saw.
That's my suitcase, yeah. I've also got my postcard ready.
Yes. We're going to have, and Michelle made that, so we're going to talk to Michelle. So this is the 80th birthday, right?
This is the 80th birthday, yep. He was born in 43. We're in 2023. And he joins people like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, who have just recently turned 80.
Isn't that amazing?
So it's fantastic. It's a shame Jim didn't. We would never really know if Jim Morrison had have lived past 27. Would we be celebrating? You know, like I think there'd be a world for the Doors fans out there. But would he still have that stigma? I think sort of. Being dead has added to the sort of the mystery and the mystique around what happened, and but this is a birthday. It's not his anniversary of his death, so we're celebrating the birthday. The cemetery is right behind me, up the road, so it's not far. So great to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I think Jim came here to get sober. Is that right?
He did. He was going through a heavy court case at the time for what he did in Miami, he basically, he was heavily a drinker. He wasn't a drug addict. He liked to smoke a bit of pot here and there, but he did like his alcohol.
Wait, hang on. I thought he did a lot of heroin.
No, that was his girlfriend.
Okay,
that was his girlfriend at the time.
He didn't. All right.
The rumor has when he died in a bathtub, and he had a trickle of blood coming out of one nostril. He didn't like his Pamela doing heroin, so he put his face in a white powder, and I think he took too much, and that was heroin. He had a bath, and therefore he died. But there's a lot of stigma, a lot of rumors going around that, And we will, to tell you the truth, that's a great discussion point, because to this day, I don't think we'll ever know the truth.
There's no way.
It's
the body's buried and no autopsy.
No autopsy, and it was buried very, very quickly.
Was he cremated, or he was actually buried?
No, he was buried. He was buried up there.
Okay,
but
that's
with
right.
a very small ceremony in a sort of like makeshift wooden crate, and it was all done very quickly. So to me, that was like hiding it really from the authorities. Even considering his father was an admiral in the U.S. Navy, so it's even that. Did the admiral sort of rush this as well and didn't want any stigma coming back to him? I don't know. There's a big mystery surrounding it. It's a good talking point. It's great, but it's one of those things. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being here. My big question also is, do you guys eat a birthday cake?
A birthday cake? But I don't think Jim really will eat one.
A beer cake. So what's your favorite song? I got to ask you that before.
Oh, God. There's a song that's not on it. Well, it's called Who Scared You?
Okay.
And it's off the outtakes of the Soft Parade. It's a beautiful song. It's a great song. But
say it again.
Who Scared You?
Okay.
Who Scared You? But there's so many great songs. I mean, Morrison Hotel probably being my favourite album, or Strange Days, and there's so many good ones off that. There's so different songs really as well. And we hopefully the cafe plays them on. But usually when we're here at night, the cafe will put the best of on, and we'll all take over.
Yeah,
so it's pretty
I'm
good.
sure you do. This
Yeah.
cafe, say the name of the cafe.
It's Le Petit Justine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who is it named after? Do you know?
It's an old name that goes way back to the early 1900s.
Okay.
And basically
very
it changed its name a few times, but this is the original name. It went back to the original. So and there's a great picture on the back wall over there, what I recommend you take.
Okay.
That's what it looked like in the day.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'll take a picture. I'm not going to walk over there.
No. So it's great.
Yeah.
So basically, this is the gathering of this cafe here has been the gathering of the Feast of Friends,
Yes.
which was a quote from Jim Morrison. He had the Feast of Friends with him, and this is where we all gather and talk. Jim Morrison talk the doors, meet new friends, meet old friends, eat good food, drink, and
Just live the life that he would have lived, maybe, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And we
carry on.
make our pilgrimage up at the grave, and we all stay around the corner, which we have nicknamed the Morrison Hotel.
I love that.
So
Well, that's
it's great.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just so grateful I came here. I mean, leaving, I'll be gone by the time of its birthday celebration, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Well, I'm grateful I met you. Very nice.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Michelle, and then we're going to wrap it up. So, Michelle is a gal from Houston, Texas, and so I want you to talk really loud because it's a busy cafe. I'm going to swing around the cafe really quick just to show people. And it's a beautiful view from here, very close to the cemetery, to the grave. And I want you to hold this up. This is what.
There's a story about this.
Okay, you got to talk really loud.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Mark showed you my postcard.
Yes, and
But
you made this postcard.
I took the picture in 1987 when I came to Paris as a tourist, and it's actually appeared in a lot of books about Jim Morrison. This postcard picture. It's not the bust when it was new. That came on in 81, and this was 87. But it was degraded and didn't look so good, but it still looks rather regal.
It's very nice,
compared. And then it was stolen a year later after I took the picture.
Wow.
So it's not on the grave now.
How great that you got it.
Yeah, but I've been coming to Paris a long time as a tourist, and then I moved here in '89, and I love Père Lachaise. I mean, my first roles of film in Texas were of cemeteries,
Got to talk really loud.
Okay, as still lifes, something sociological about what people put on graves. And then I stumbled on the grave of Jim Morrison, and you can't get much more interesting than that. Like all these people sitting around, we're all here for Jim Morrison's 80th birthday.
I love
What
that.
would have been his 80th birthday this next Friday, the 8th of December. So we're going to have a big party. People are coming from all over the world because in Europe, a birthday that ends in a 0 is very special. Not in America so much. We like every birthday. But we have a friend from Canada. He's from Germany. People are coming from England, all over the place, in Germany, all over Europe, but also some from America. And we call this group, like Mark was saying, a Feast of Friends.
I love that. And you're writing a book. You're a photographer. You taught photography back in Texas.
Yes, and I'm writing a book about the modern-day pilgrimage to Jim Morrison's grave. But it still has all the trappings of a medieval pilgrimage, like the route to Compostelle that people still walk to across Europe to Spain, the end of Spain. People come and they feel transformed. There's something different about their lives. We formed a group that people come every year. That's not quite the medieval pilgrimage. But also I'm heavily involved in the medieval world of art, Chartres Cathedral, labyrinths, things like that. The whole idea of pilgrimage. I love it very much.
And so it's almost become bigger than Jim himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all of Jim is, Jim is bigger than himself now anyway because of all the music still being sold. They're still a top 100 band being downloaded from Spotify, Deezer. I mean, I don't download, but all of that stuff. There's still in the top 100 bands that people listen to, which is an amazing fact.
Yes.
You know.
Well, his songs are brilliant, and I read somewhere that he would just walk around Paris and write, and get inspired here.
Well, his heroes were some of his
Oscar
heroes
Wilde,
were
right?
well, Oscar Wilde, Rimbaud, Baudelaire. You know, because he considered himself a poet first.
Yeah.
Not a writer of novels, but a poet. So he'd come here, you know, at the end sort of his rock and roll career, you know, to be where his heroes wrote.
What do you think? How can people access their inner Jim Morrison? What would you think that would be, as far as like what characteristics would we want to draw on from Jim?
Well, I think the majority of people do it through the music of the Doors.
Yeah.
You know, they listen to the music, they listen to the words, you know. Like, you know, I was born in Los Angeles, so I have to say that LA Woman is my favorite song.
I was going to ask you which is your favorite song.
Yeah, but you know, it goes back and forth. I say if you want to know Jim Morrison, listen to The End. It's all there, you know. I took a face from an ancient gallery, you know, that sort of thing, because he was so into mythology and shamanism and other things. But, you know, I think people start by listening to the music and they play it every day.
Yeah.
It plays an important part in their life. You know, they do their dishes to it or they drive around to it, you know, that sort of thing. And some people actually are more involved with the poetry.
Yes.
You know, I'm not so involved with the poetry, but I read it and I know about it because I'm writing a book, you know. But basically that's how they discover Jim and access Jim, as you said.
And when will your book come out?
A couple of years.
Okay.
Wish me luck.
I wish you luck. Bon chance.
Okay.
And I want you to give me your website because I'll put it in the. Don't tell it to me now. You'll give it to me, and then I'll put it in
well,
the link.
It's only about Shard and Labyrinths. I don't have a Doors website.
You'll have it there.
Yeah.
And then I would say my favorite song, just FYI, is "Come On Baby, Light My Fire."
Well, of course.
Because of course I'm igniting girls. So there you go.
Yeah. You know, Robbie Krieger, the guitarist that wrote the song, said that he can't imagine how many babies have been conceived to that song. You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Michelle. It's so nice
My
to chat with you
pleasure.
and Mark and to meet and see your friends here and just have a wonderful time.
Okay. Well,
Thank
nice
you.
to
Au
see you.
revoir.
Bye-bye.